And Trevor, my assessment of the cabinet nominees, for that matter, I think majority of these men and women are people with capacity, and for that matter, proven capacity in other areas before. I mean, if you go through the entire list, you wouldn't fail to pick at least 3/4 of them who are also well-accomplished individuals in other areas, like from the Senate. The nominees that made it there that I served with in the Senate, if you look at the likes of Professor Kithure Kindiki, he's a man with a very firm and strong background as a performer in many other regions, including academia. If you look at Kipchumba Murkomen, he's a gentleman who's also had a reputation as a constitutional lawyer and a civil rights activist and gentleman who's done good work. Mithika Linturi has been a businessman who succeeded, and so on. I think largely these people will be able to deliver on what the vision is. When we speak about loyalty, of course, we all belong to certain political formations, and definitely a political party will most largely choose a majority from its own believers, for that matter, because you want to implement a manifesto, for that matter, that you formulated, and so whoever you pick has got to be able to understand what it is that you said you were going to do for the people and lead from the front. So I think as much as we speak about loyalty, we should see the merit and the value that these individuals are going to be adding. Let me also say, Trevor, that a cabinet secretary does not serve alone. Of course, as it is, whichever institution you are in or enterprise, where you lead, who you are, what you say, what you show matters a lot. And that determines a lot whether there will be success or not. As the famous saying goes, success rises or falls with leadership. But it is also important to note that there are also several other technocrats within a ministry who support the incoming cabinet secretary, for that matter. And so success is not necessarily accrued or only relevant to the presence of that particular person. There's a framework that exists. Remember, CSs sometimes even switch from this ministry to another one, and that doesn't mean that ministry does not perform. So I would be wishing these gentlemen well. It also behoves them as individuals to ensure that they don't let the president down. I think Kenyans are starting to feel very well and to feel good and understanding that our president has always meant well for this country. I think that's the feeling that you get when you talk to Kenyans. People are optimistic. People are looking forward now. And they're getting now to understand better what the president was always speaking about when he said that he wants to carve out and work on a new approach to our issues. So I think these gentlemen will owe it to us, owe it to the president, to make sure that they live up to the expectations of the people.
Okay.
Lastly is to urge Parliament, when their names go there, yes, of course, do your work, vet them, and make sure that they pass. The bit that would be unpleasant, because I saw in another section of the media, some of the Azimio leaning members of Parliament starting to make comments that are not only unfortunate, but intending to mar the process by introducing politics into the vetting process. I've heard many of them starting to say, oh, those fellows, let them come. You're going to grill them and fail them and throw them out, even calling them names and branding them. And I think that is the wrong approach. I said here last time that the best thing that the Azimio team would do to this country now is to realize that we Kenyans have moved on. We want to put food on the table for our children. We want to build our country. We want to create jobs for our jobless young people. We want to bury the politics of 2022's election and leave it behind us, and work on how our future should look like. So I want to say to our Azimio team on the other side to wake up and smell the coffee. What people are saying is, let's now get going into building this country. I hope they will join and drop that politics that is now old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
we'll talk about that in a bit because of